agree. I was similar. Just so stuck in victim mindset and feeling like I had no control over my reality. And then when I started shifting into personal growth and development and then manifestation, law of attraction, all those things, it was like, oh, every single thing I've created along the way has been a gift to help me wake up to true love, to consciousness, to evolution, to spiritual, then to help other people and all those things. But until I was able to see that, man, you get stuck in those places where like, wow, something must be wrong with me if I keep attracting this. So
Yes.
will you lean in and talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So, I mean, the stories that we have, right, they created imprints, but they also, like I said, had the opportunity for us to look at it and go, okay, this was created. What is the clarity that I have, right? What could be shifted because of this thing that I created? What can I learn from this? What can I grow from this? Can this be my jumping off point, right? Instead of just being stuck on poor me, this happened to me, I can't change that, it's the government's fault, it's the pandemic's fault, it's my employer's fault, it's my parents' fault. When you're blaming things outside of yourself, you have no power to change it because you're like, no matter what I do, I can't seem to lose weight. It's my parents' fault. It's my bad genes. No matter what I do, I can't seem to, make more money. It's their fault because they never showed me a better way. Or when you're doing that game, which a lot of people play into that victim mentality, they think that, God's against me, right? It always reminds me of that, that movie, Bruce Almighty, where he's like, God's picking on me. It's like, God's not picking on you. It's like, when you understand that this is not an assertion-based universe, it's an attraction-based universe. It literally is it's a flipping point of perspective. And it's like putting on totally different glasses where you can see clearly, whereas before you couldn't. It'd be like foggy glasses, and then you put on glasses that are actually clear, and you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You get off the stories. You can use the stories for what, wow, I developed this, I got this, right? So I'll just use an example. It's popping in my head. I was married before. I was in a relationship for 8 years and married to a man before, and realized that it just wasn't fulfilling me in any way, and got really clear on the kind of person that I wanted to be with. 6 months later, I met my husband. We got married a year later. We've been married 14 years. But during that time, it would be really easy to beat myself up because I never really believed in divorce. I believed that when I said I do the first time, I was going to stay married to that person. So I could be critical and judgmental about myself. I can condemn myself. I could have resentments that he wasn't what I wanted him to be, or didn't do this or didn't do that. None of that helps anybody. So I chose to be able to break free from that and move into, and I would have taken all that into my relationship with my husband now. I chose to look at, those were my choices. Those choices led to me really healing deep parts of myself that felt abandoned or, whatever it was. I became a different person because of that relationship. And because of that relationship, I'm now able to be in a relationship I am with my husband now. So that past experience, it was a gift. And I can look at it and go, all those wonderful things that I gathered from that relationship. Now, when I think of my ex, as most people don't, I just send him blessings. When I see a movie or hear a song, I just giggle inside. I'm like, thank you. Because I became a different person. For me, that marriage wasn't a failure. It was a success because of how much I grew in my soul, in my personality, to be able to now be in the kind of relationship I'm in now. And so any situations, we've all got past things, right? Resentments, hurts, grudges, things that we could go, that person never did anything. That is not helping any of us in the now moment because we're putting ourselves as a victim. But if you flip it around and go, what did I gain from that? What did I learn from that? Right?
Yeah.
And then take that with you into your now moment. Again, it's that contrast versus getting that clarity of, that relationship taught me I wanted this, this, and this instead. Perfect. All right.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's that not beating yourself up, and instead, and in asking, how did I attract this? Why did I attract it? What are the lessons I got to learn from it? What are the gifts of it? Instead of, I mean, I think a lot of times, especially in divorce, people will blame the other person entirely and then carry that. And then of course you're going to create the next relationship to be the same way because you still haven't learned the lesson. And so, this plays out over and over again until we get to go, oh, I'm the creator of my reality.
Yeah. And it's funny because most of us with that outside in, if I had this, then I'd feel, we do that in relationships too, right?
Yeah.
If he would just be this way, if he would just change, then I'll be happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. It's like, no, you have to choose to be happy.
Right.
And that's what's funny is that relationships then change when you bring in the connection of what you want to feel in the first place.
Yeah.
Because we look at other people, places, and things as our source. And when we understand that these things are not our source, they're an avenue through which source brings things. But source is our source.
Yeah.
These are just avenues on the physical plane that bring us the love or the money or the support or whatever it is. But this plane is limited. This one's unlimited.
Yeah. Wow. To listen to the full episode, head on over to nfacoaching.com, hit the podcast link, and it'll take you to all of the full episodes. And go ahead and leave some comments. I'd love to hear from you to know how these inspirational interviews, tips, and tools are impacting you in your life and business. And be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on any of the Max Potential Habits episodes.